All right, so here we are, week 5. Craziness. To make it a little bit easier on you guys, because we have so many weeks um, to be scrolling through, when you guys go over here to all topics, you guys remember on the first video I showed you guys that you can actually just click right on the week that you need access to. And that's just going to take you to all the materials for that. So we are on week 5, which is April 27th through May 1st. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on that, and you'll see that it automatically takes me to exactly what I need. Um, if anybody looked at the lesson plan Friday night or Saturday or even Sunday morning, you're going to notice that I made a small change to that. So just don't panic if you're watching this and you're like, wait a minute, that's not what I saw the other day. Just a small change, nothing too big. I'll talk about that here in a second. All right, so as always, we always want to go through and look at the lesson plan. All right. Um, so you're going to want to go through this a lot more closely than what I am because I'm not just going to read everything to you because you guys got this. But as usual, I have everything separated not by date, but by section. So our novel study. Um, you will see that you do have to do a pre-reading vocabulary assignment again. This time it's 6 through 10. And I have that on a Google form. I set that up a little bit differently so that we don't have so many people having issues with that like we did last time. So, like I said, you're learning, I'm learning along the way. As we get through this, I'm learning some more techniques myself. So that's due on Wednesday, April 29th. You do have to read chapter 7 and 8. I don't have what the names of those are right here, but if you actually click into the assignment, it shows you what the names are of the chapters, so that makes it a little bit easy for you. This is where I made the change. I did have the Edge Elastic due on Friday, um, but what I did instead was it's actually going to be due on Monday. Of course, I'll probably get quite a few of you guys getting it done on Friday or whatnot, and that's fine. But it's going to technically be a week 6 assignment. So that's the only change I made was changing the due date for the chapters being read and from Thursday to Friday. I just pushed these two things back one day. All right. You do have a very different reading achievement assignment. This is not optional. I want to make that very clear. Just because I'm giving you the choice, I don't want anyone to think that, oh, that means I don't have to do it. No, you do still have to do it. I'm just letting you do a 5-step lesson of choice. There are some other details in here that will explain how it's going to go in the grade book, but this is an actual assignment that is required. So take note of that. There is no Moby Max this week, and there is no Google Meet this week. Okay. This week I really am going to be doing something a little bit different, and you'll see that here in a minute um, to kind of help some people who, we've been doing this for a little bit over a month now. We might have some missing assignments or um, maybe not in my class or maybe some other classes, or maybe you guys are great and you guys have everything done on time and that's perfect. But here I will explain all that here in a second. So as usual, the lesson plan agenda for the most part is there. But remember, after that, you're going to want to kind of scroll down. You'll see this video link. It will eventually be posted here. It's not there yet because I'm currently making it. The next thing you'll see is the open call hours for week 5. I did not get a ton of people on week 4, so I did decide to adapt those hours. I'm not doing as many. Instead of keeping it open for an hour, I'm just kind of doing a half an hour. So we do have a session today, Monday, from 10:30 to 11 a.m. Tuesday, I'm switching it up a little bit, maybe a little bit later for those of you who like to sleep in, 11:30 to 12. And then, of course, on Thursday for all you late sleepers. The link is not up there right now, but I will always post that link about 5 minutes before the session starts. Okay. All right. Here is where we have our actual assignments. The very first thing that you guys have to do, and you can say I already had a couple kids do it, is missing work Monday. Okay. This is what is due. I know it says due tomorrow, but that's because I'm technically making this video on Sunday. Um, so you're going to actually complete one missing assignment from week 1 through 4. No, that does not mean that you're doing any of the work from this week and counting towards missing work. What that means is if you're actually missing work from week 1 through 4, I want you to go back and do that. Okay, so you get to choose which assignment. I would highly recommend it being something um, that's a decent amount of points. So if God forbid you are still missing your essay that we started in March, that would be your number one. I think most of everything else in the grade book is 10-point value. So you just kind of choose which one it is. Here is the kicker though. You can't just do the assignment and me just magically know that you did it. You need to let me know what assignment you completed today so that I know what to look for because my goal is to at least get all this stuff that you're doing today graded before interims go out. Now, of course, there's going to be kids who are 100% caught up in my class, which is awesome. So here's what's going to happen. If you're caught up in my class and you have something due for social studies or science, that's fine. Go ahead and work on that. All I need you to do is tell me what it is that you completed so I can let your teacher know. Okay? There's also going to be the situations where kids are 100% caught up in all classes. If that's the case, you're going to let me know so I can do a happy dance for you. And so where you let me know is when you guys, it's a little bit different. Like if I click into this assignment, it's not going to look the same as it looks for you guys. See, yeah, it doesn't look the same. Um, but when you guys go back, it's going to show you like a private comment section. I'm kind of going back. You're going to message me in a private comment. And I have all that noted right in the assignment. So, at least I think I did. Oh, right here. Where do I let you know what I did, Mrs. Wolfert? Write in a private comment on this assignment. So again, my screen looks a little bit different than your screen, but you should see it kind of on the right-hand side when you go to turn it in. Okay? So that is what you're doing today on Monday. Um, that's due today. All right? Okay. Scrolling down on Tuesday, you have that Achieve 3000 assignment I was talking about. I had already mentioned that. It is a 5-step lesson of choice. It has to be a 5-step lesson. When I pull my data, if it is not a 5-step lesson, it'll say that you didn't do anything. Those are the only ones that count toward Lexile. So those are the only ones that we are going to be doing. Okay. So 5-step lesson of choice. Um, and then, of course, there's instructions for you. You need to let me know which one you completed. Okay. Um, so keep that in mind. I know a couple of you guys actually already kind of did this last week. It doesn't mean that you have to do a second one. You just have to let me know what it is that I'm looking for when I go to grade that. Okay. All right. Scrolling down. Okay. Right here. You have your flipped pre-reading vocabulary assignment. Okay. Um, Look at that. Looks like a whole bunch of people, or not a whole bunch, but a couple people already did this. I did set this up a little bit differently this time. Make sure that you guys don't accidentally put your first name in there. It just is a little bit more it's easier for me to find you if you are actually putting in your last name where it goes. But I did set it up a little bit differently. Here you find the definitions and then you just kind of click. If you think this is the answer, you click here, you click here, you click here. There are a couple of them. Of course, if you don't know what the definitions are, you can look them up. Okay. Um, and then, of course, I have a drop down so that we don't have to worry about people accidentally capitalizing when they're not supposed to. Remember, these are computers, so, they're not able to just they have to grade you the way I input it. So hopefully that'll make that a little bit easier. Okay. All right. So that is the pre-reading vocabulary there. And we're going to go back and look at the rest. You will see that all you have to do after that this week is complete chapters 7 and 8. So you should have chapters 1 through 8 read by Friday. All right. That's due on Friday. And then here are the titles. You need to put quotation marks around that, obviously. So make sure that you guys have chapters 1 through 8 read before you complete your Edge Elastic assignment because I did post an audio for you guys here. You don't have to listen to it, but you can if you want to. That's optional. But I did post an Edge Elastic comprehension check. Now, this Edge Elastic comprehension check is mainly looking at chapter 7 and 8, but it will also include anything from chapters 1 through 8. Okay. I did change the due date on this. This was supposed to be due on Friday. I decided to make it due on Monday, but I'm going to kind of keep it here because I know a lot of kids might want to get that done ahead of time. But just so you know and are not panicked, once I drop the lessons for week 6, this will actually move into the week 6 section since technically it wasn't due. So for that student who did already complete the assignment, don't worry about it. It'll just mean that you've already done it, okay? All right, I know it's a little bit more information than usual. Normally this intro is only about 5 minutes long, but we had a few different things going on here. If you are like, hey, I'm missing a couple things from week, 2, remember you can just click right here and it'll take you to week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, and then of course all of your important links and topics. Okay? So speaking of important links and topics, I did add something a little bit differently on here. Because I am only grading late work one time a week. And we don't have, a grading bin like we used to. I'm kind of inputting the last time I graded things on here. So as you can see, I am more than caught up from last week. Um, I do need to grade some stuff tonight from week 4, but I always give the weekend for those who might be a little bit late on those. Okay, but everything else you can see that I've gone in at some point at least last week and kind of caught up on that. Having that said, if you see that it says 423, grade at 9, and I put it as missing, and you do it at 10 o'clock at night, I am not going to be changing that until the next time I go and turn it. But what if you completed it on the 22nd? It's the 23rd and I updated it and I still accidentally have it as missing, then that's when you send me an email, okay? We've been having a ton of glitches on these computers. So yes, if I made a mistake, all you have to do is let me know. But always look at your timestamp first. I had inputted, I don't even know who it was for, but a grade at 10:30 at night last week. And then I had a very upset student the next day saying that, I got them in trouble for inputting it as missing. I did, they claimed that they had done it beforehand, but I looked at the timestamp and it was 10:51. So they had actually done it 20 minutes after I had graded it. No big deal, because remember, if it is missing, the missing mark will fall off. We're not taking off any points, but we are putting things as missing so that, you kind of know, hey, it's missing, or hey, Mrs. Wolfert made a mistake. Let's communicate with her and all that good stuff. Okay. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful week. You'll see it's not too much this week. Like I said, the focus this week is really just to kind of give you guys a little bit of balance and as we walk into our last month of school and to kind of help some of you out who might have a couple of things that you need to do, okay? If you guys have any questions, come see me at open call tomorrow or today, if you're listening to this today, tomorrow, 10:30 to 11, okay? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.